Mathematics is not just a subject. It's a world of calculation which can add good dates, subtract worries, multiply happiness, and divide by zero solutions to make them infinitely many. I feel the math the way I feel my emotions because mathematics is not just a game of numbers but a whole life to me. Hello, today we have gathered here for a student empowerment program organized by the Department of Mathematics. To start with the session, I invite Arya Arun for the invocation.
ഈശ്വരാ നിൻഗണിത രൂപമല്ലോ ഈ ഭൂവിലുള്ള ചരാചരങ്ങൾ കൂട്ടിക്കുറച്ചു ഗുണിച്ചു ഹരിച്ചു നീ തുല്യരാകിടുന്നു ജീവിതത്തിൽ ഈശ്വരാ നിൻഗണിത രൂപമല്ലോ ഈ ഭൂവിലുള്ള ചരാചരങ്ങൾ കൂട്ടിക്കുറച്ചു ഗുണിച്ചു ഹരിച്ചു നീ തുല്യരാകിടുന്നു ജീവിതത്തിൽ ആരോഹണങ്ങളിൽ വളരുമ്പോഴും അവരോഹണങ്ങളിൽ തളരുമ്പോഴും ആത്മവിശ്വാസത്തെ നേരേഖ നൽകി സർവം സമമാക്കി തീർത്തിടുന്നു ഈശ്വരാ നിൻഗണിത രൂപമല്ലോ ഈ ഭൂവിലുള്ള ചരാചരങ്ങൾ കൂട്ടിക്കുറച്ചു ഗുണിച്ചു ഹരിച്ചു നീ തുല്യരാകിടുന്നു ജീവിതത്തിൽ.
It's my utmost privilege to introduce the dynamic, energetic, vibrant, talented, and young speakers, Gautam, Neeraja, Shreya, and Bhavana for the webinar Mathematics for a Better World. The speakers have proved their efficiency in various math competitions like Aryabhatta Ganit Challenge, BRICS Math, Cosmic Math, Olympiads, and many more. They are very enthusiastic and a familiar face in all the activities of our Vidyalaya. I welcome the speakers to carry forward this session.
Hello, pranams to Puji Gurudev. Let's start the session. So, very good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Math for a Better World webinar session. And let's start the session with a powerful quote. The quote says that mathematics gives us a hope that every problem has a solution. We are constantly solving questions in exams and in math classes, right? There is some common factor among all these questions. What is that? There is no question without an answer. Likewise, there is no problem without a solution. Is there any problem that you find without a solution? Nothing, right? So this is a life truth that mathematics gives us. So with that positivity, let's start the session. Let me move the slide. Okay, now let us see some of the points that we will be discussing today. The first one is statistics in everything. Second, architecture and geometry. Third, that is human development. And fourth and the last one is math and health. And between these topics, you will be given surprise questions in which you have to think out of the box. Okay. And at last, we will be having a short quiz. So without any further delay, let's move on. The first topic before us is statistics in everything. I invite my friend Bhavana to handle this.
Thank you, Shreya. So we have organized this session on behalf of National Mathematics Day. So let's start by discussing about National Mathematics Day. December 22nd is observed annually as the National Mathematics Day in India. The day commemorates the birth anniversary of the legendary Indian mathematician Srinivas Ramanujan. I think you all know about Srinivas Ramanujan, right? Ramanujan is widely recognized for his contributions to mathematical concepts like number theory, mathematical analysis of infinite series and continued fractions, among others. And he have contributed more than 3,500 mathematical equations to the world. So, why we celebrate such a day? I think some of us may think that maths is so boring subject. So it's very boring and it's very difficult to study. And this day's aim is to remove the fear associated with the minds of the young people about maths. Okay, so and the National Mathematics Day was first observed on 22nd December 2012, which was the day and which was the 125th birth anniversary of Ramanujan. And on that day, the then Prime Minister Manmohan Singh announced that December 22nd would be observed as National Mathematics Day across the nation every year. As a tribute to the contributions of Ramanujan in the field of mathematics, the year 2012 was celebrated as the National Mathematics Year. So with this, we can start our first topic, and that is statistics in everything. So we'll be discussing about how statistics is everywhere in our lives. So this might be really surprising for even the stat students. So let's start this topic with a simple and also a direct question. What is statistics? I think we have all heard about statistics. Statistics is all concerned with data, right? Collection of data and its presentation. And if we come to a definition of statistics, we can define that as it's all about collecting, then analyzing, organizing, interpreting, and then presenting data. So 5 points are there, right? Collecting, analyzing, organizing, interpreting, and presenting data. So first of all, what we will do, we will collect some information in the form of raw data. So after that, we will study the data, analyze the data, and then organize it into groups, then interpret the data, and then present the data. So this process is known as statistics, and it's a branch of mathematics. In our day-to-day life, we often say, it's too hot today. The temperature must be 35 degrees or more. Or we may heard in the business sector that the stock market crashed and I suffered great loss, and I need to make better investments. Sometimes we may heard this, right? In movies itself, we may heard that. So these are some very general talks that we listen all day long. And it is not limited to temperatures, money, then football scores, or your father's tax records. When we talk about numbers and calculations, what come in our mind? Okay, for me, a picture of mathematical equations come in my mind, right? About numbers and calculations, we may think about mathematical equations. And without our knowledge, a guess is also taken by these equations. And that is the statistics. Okay, with the mathematical equations or the numbers, statistics also come. Okay, so let's get right into it. First of all, let's talk about statistics and mathematics. So I think we have studied about probability, right? Probability means uncertainty, study of uncertainty and chance of a occurrence of an event. Then dispersion, the size of the distribution of values expected for a particular variable. For example, if we distribute the data, it's called dispersion. Then basic averages and marks. Okay, the marks we scored in exam is all mathematics. I think we all know that. But the way we get involved in gathering the data and analyzing it before jumping to the results is the application of statistics. Just think, first what we will do, we will just collect the data, right? And then study it. So many processes are in between the results. So before jumping to results, there are so many processes. And this analyzation or the organization is all the application of statistics. Now, let us look how statistics is used in environmental studies. I think we have studied EVS up to 5th standard, and after that we jumped into science and social science, right? So in environmental sciences, when we talk about the temperature or the percentage of the forest that is being deforested, or of the area that is being deforested, there are a few numbers involved. right? Not just this. When we talk about the aftermaths of carbon emission, or when you talk about the weather conditions, and it's all okay. The facts are statistically proven, right? So it's an indispensable part. The statistics is an indispensable part in our life. And next comes statistics in healthcare. In medical sector also, statistics is used. In healthcare, from taking the complete details of the population with respect to the demography and various other factors to keeping a track record of our health, that is blood pressure, then temperatures, then what overall our physical health. And for that, the doctors or the medical sector, medical science uses or enjoys the application of statistics. Then what about finance? Finance is all about numbers, right? So it has statistics within it. If we just think our daily expenditures, then our pocket money, then our savings, and all, it's all associated with our financial health. And the all things that is associated with our financial health can also be managed by statistics. And next is an important point of statistics. How statistics is used in governance. In the recent times, we have been hearing about budgeting and all, and it applies statistics in it. Okay, so in governance, planning the focus to bigger things, the government uses statistical data and to make huge policies that affects millions of us. Government regularly collects data on employment, earnings, trade, then retail prices, and also to compile the national accounts, government used statistics. So just think about the importance of statistics in our lives. Okay, now another area, that is, we can take banking. In banking, it's related to finance also, right? Banking and finance are closely related, and I think we have noticed something in common in banks, right? Banks operate with an assumption that not everybody who deposits money with them withdraws it in the same time. I think we may notice that. What will they do? The banks lend the money out to people in need and charge a fixed amount recurring at a fixed interval of time in the form of an estimate, or in the form of what? An interest. They use statistical approach to make an estimate of the number of deposits and claims for a particular day or a particular time. Okay, some period of time will be given. And next, statistics in weather forecast. First of all, we have discussed an example, right? Sometimes we may say it's too hot today. The temperature must be some degrees, like 35 degrees or 45 degrees or more, like that sometimes we may say, right? So it's all weather forecast. In weather forecast, we use statistics to predict the weather conditions. Okay, with the prior weather conditions and the present conditions, we use statistics to predict the future weather conditions. Then next is genetics. It has always been used as a method to draw inferences from genetic data also. I think you will feel it hard or find it hard to believe that there is a scientific field concerned with developing statistical methods for justifying some traits, right? Okay, I have been very well influenced by the statistics by checking these topics. Okay, so these are some topics that is related to statistics. Okay, statistics is used in these areas in our life. And not only this, there are many other areas also. Statistics is everywhere in our lives. So keep on looking for the beauty of numbers. And I think you have studied something new today. And let me end this topic with a quote. Facts are stubborn, but statistics are more pliable. It's a beautiful quote by Mark Twain. Now, okay, I can see all of your faces. You are being sleepy, right? After entering the first topic itself, you are all feeling so sleepy. Okay, you may think, oh, what is she saying? Like that, sometimes you may think, right? So here is a surprise question for you, and it's a kind of a riddle. Okay, so you want to find one word. Okay, only one word. It's an English word. And this word is formed by joining two words. Okay, so it's the first clue. This word is joined by, it's formed by joining two words, and we should check the pattern by what the first is written in here. Okay, and the second word is first. In this word, the second word is first, and we should add some, one word also before this first. Okay, and another clue is that it is related to morning. Okay, so can anyone say?
Breakfast.
Breakfast.
Okay, so now it's time for the second topic, and I invite my friend Shreya to handle the next topic, architecture and geometry. Thank you.
Havana, for inviting me. So, everyone, listen here. Right? Where are you actually sitting? It might be inside your home, or it might be inside the apartment or something. What is common in these both houses and apartments? Both are buildings. So, some architects will be there to construct these buildings. So what are we concerned about is architecture. Architecture. So is there any math concepts behind this architecture? Let us check it out. Let me move to the next slide. Okay. Architects have used many geometric principles to plan the shapes of buildings. Right? There are so many shapes involved. In different architectures have different shapes, as we all know. Mathematics also adds design practicality to the architecture. A simple sketch in the paper cannot make a design practical, right? It involves so many calculations, angles, shapes, and all. So, mathematics is very much beneficial in ensuring design practicality, and it also enhances the beauty of the architecture. Let us see why. Okay, this video is about constructing a house. You can see that a house is being constructed. It is starting from the base and it is extended, right? So from this, we can observe that there are so many steps involved in construction of a house, right? So many shapes, so many calculations, so many angles. So mathematics is involved, and in this video, a house is being built within a fraction of seconds. But that's not the case. Behind every architecture, there is a lot of hard work and effort taken by the architects. As we all know the proverb, Rome was not built in one day. Likewise, behind every construction, there is a lot of hard work taken by brilliant architects. So we have to respect them. Now, we are going to look about some of the geometric principles that are involved in architectural sector. Okay, the first one that we are going to discuss is Pythagoras Theorem. So what is this Pythagoras Theorem? Pythagoras Theorem is all concerned of right angle triangles. I know you all know that right angle triangles. What are some of the other triangles? Can anyone tell? You can respond.
Equilateral triangle.
Isosceles triangle.
Yes, equilateral and isosceles based on side. What is the division of triangles based on angles?
Acute angle.
Yes, acute angle.
Obtuse angle.
Got it right. Acute angle triangles, right angle triangles, and obtuse angle triangles. Now we are all concerned of right angle triangles. Let me show you some right angle triangles. Now, if you see this, can you see this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, this is a right angle triangle, and also this is also a right angle triangle. And if we see, we are giving some specific names to the sides of a right angle triangle. Okay, now let us see what are they. The side opposite to the right angle. Here, the right angle is here. Okay, in this triangle, right angle is here, and the side opposite to this right angle, that is this side, is the longest side, and the name given to this side is hypotenuse. Okay, hypotenuse, and the other two sides are given the names base, and altitude. So hypotenuse, base, altitude. So we have hypotenuse, base, and altitude. And now we are going to check what is this Pythagoras theorem. Okay, we understood right angle triangle. So what is this Pythagoras theorem? Pythagoras was a Greek mathematician. He formulated one theorem based on this right angle triangle. What is it? According to this theorem, the square of the hypotenuse equals base square plus altitude square. That we can see in this video itself. Here, a triangle ABC is given, and here the C is the hypotenuse. Okay, the side opposite to the right angle C. So C square equals A square plus B square. B is the base and A is the altitude. So if we square hypotenuse, then that number is equal to the sum of the squares of altitude and base. That's all. What is Pythagoras theorem? Now we have a question before us. How is this Pythagoras theorem related to architecture? Let us see what. This was actually formulated in the 6th century BC, and it is being used in architecture to calculate the size and shape of a structure. Okay, how is this? This theorem enables the architects to accurately measure right angles. If you are sitting in a room, you can see around you. Then you will find out that how much important is 90 degree for an architect. You can see, take the case of walls. Walls are always perpendicular to each other, right? Yes, the room in which we are sitting, walls are perpendicular. So it is very much important to accurately measure right angle. So that's how Pythagoras theorem is used. Now, let us move to the next topic, that is surface area and volume. Before that, is there any doubts or queries? You are free to ask. Is there any doubt?
No.
So now let's move to the next topic, that is surface area and volume. So now first let us check what is this surface area and what is this volume. Surface area is nothing but the total sum of the areas of all the faces. Arjun, can you please mute yourself? Thank you. So surface area is just the total sum of the area of all the faces. Let me show you an example. This is a solid. Okay. Can you see it? This is a box. Can you see?
Yes.
This is a cuboid. Okay, cuboidal box. Now, how many faces are there? In a cuboid, how many faces?
6 faces.
6. Brilliant. Now we have to calculate the sum of all the 6 faces of this cuboid. Okay, let's calculate. Now, let me introduce something. This is the length. And this is the breadth. This is the height. So, likewise, the area of this face is L into B. And this face is also L into B. Now, if we take this face, it is base into height, breadth into height, okay? B into H. As this is height and this is a breadth. So, likewise, 2 faces are there, right? So, LB, 2 faces, BH also 2 faces. Now, we have length into height. This was the length, this was the breadth, and this was the height. So, length into height is also there. So, if we simplify it, 2LB is there, 2BH is there, 2LH is also there. Let me write it. So, I will try to write. I think it will come or not. Okay. So, in the case of a cuboid, it is 2 into LB plus BH plus HF. Okay, this is the surface area of a cuboid. Now take the case of a cube. All the sides of a cube are equal, right? Isn't it? Yes. Okay. So there are 6 faces, and all the 6 faces, the area will be same, right?
Yes.
Yes. So area of one face will be a square. We already studied in lower classes that area of a square is a square or a into a. Simply a into a. And for 6 faces, it will be 6 into a into a. Is there any doubt? 6 into a into a. Okay. So the surface area of a cube is 6a square. A square is nothing but a into a. 6a square. So these are a surface area. Now let us move on to the topic volume. Now we are done with surface. Let me erase that. It accidentally happened. Okay, now we are done with surface area. Now let's move on to the topic volume. What is volume? Volume is a measure of the space occupied by an object. Let me give you an example. Let's take the cuboidal box itself. Let me open it. There is nothing inside this. And the space inside this box is called volume. Okay. The space inside this box, we can use another term, that is capacity. Both mean the same. That is the space inside an object. Space inside an object or space occupied by an object. Okay, now let us see the formula. Just remember these formulas that will help you to perform better in competitive exams and also in school exams. Okay, so let us check the volume of a cuboid. Cuboid's volume is length into breadth into height, LBH. We have to just multiply length, then multiply it by breadth and multiply it by height. That's all. Volume is ready. Then volume of a cone. Volume of a cone also in the same case, L into B into H. But in the case of a cube, this length, breadth and height are always equal, right?
L into L into L.
Yes, L into L into L. So instead of L, we can take it as A. As we already taken as A in surface area, right? So let us take A. So it will be A into A into A. Jagat got it right? A into A into A. And instead of writing it like that, let us write it as A cube. A cube is nothing but A into A into A. Okay, that's all. Volume. Now let us see one beautiful demonstration of volume of cylinder and cone. Just watch it carefully. Both cylinder and cone is having the same height. Okay. Now we are going to squeeze the cones and is going to pour it in the cylinder. Let's see what happens. Squeezing the first cone. Okay. Now taking the second cone. Squeeze it. Third cone. We're going to squeeze. It also squeezed. Now it fills the cylinder. Now let me ask you one question. 3 cones needed to fill one cylinder. Okay. If the volume of one cylinder is pi r square h, let me write it. So that for a better understanding, pi r square h. This is the volume of one cylinder. We needed 3 cones to fill one cylinder. So 3 cones needed to make pi r square h. So what will be the volume of one cone? Just think and answer. Volume of a cylinder is pi r square h. 3 cones to make pi r square h. So volume of one cone. No idea?
I got the step, but I don't know.
Okay, what about others?
Divided by 3.
Yes, that's the answer. 1 by 3 of pi r square h. Okay, the guess got us right. Now let me erase that. 1 by 3 pi r square h. That's the correct answer. Or we can write it as pi r square h by 3. Okay, that's the volume of a cone. And from this demonstration, we got to know about volume of cone and cylinder, what is its relation and all. Now we know what is surface area is, what is volume is. Now we have to interlink these two to architecture. How is it related to architecture? Surface area to volume ratio tells you how much surface area there is per unit of volume. Now, in architecture, it is used in another way. We have to find the surface area, then volume, then divide it and make it simple and take the ratio. That's what we do in architecture. For example, we have two models. We have two models for an architecture. And first of all, we have to find the surface area of one model. If we are taking the first model, we have to find the surface area, then volume. Then divide it, okay, and make it simple. You do not need to take the decimal or like that. Just cancel by the common multiples, then make it simple and take the ratio. Then move to the second solid and then take the surface area, take the volume and do the ratio. That's all. To find which is more efficient, you have to take the one with less ratio. Okay, most probably we are taking the one with less ratio for getting more energy efficient. Okay, let us see one example. With that, you will be clear. This is one question for you to work out. An architectural engineer is considering two possible designs for a new hospital and has made the following scale models. Some measurements are also given. Which model is more efficient? Is it the cube or the cuboid? That's the question before us. Okay, I will solve it for you, but you have to help me in calculation. Okay, everyone ready? Have you taken your paper and pen?
Yes.
Okay, so let's start. Okay, all the formulas are given. Let's try to find out the answer. Let me take the pen. 6a square is surface area, as we all know. And the side length is given as 4. So 6 into 4 square. That is 6 into 16. You have to find 6 into 16. Who is giving me the right answer first? 6 into 16. Quick.
96.
96. Okay. Any other?
96.
Yes. 96 meters square. You have to put the units, okay? 96 meters square. Okay, that's all. That is the surface area of one solid. Okay, we got the surface area of the first model. That is 96 meters square. Now, we have to find the surface area of the next model. So, in that, 2 into LB plus BH plus HL and B is 2. 4 2s are 8. Then breadth is 2, height is 8. 8 2s are 16. Then height is 8 and length is 4. Yes, 4. Now, 8 plus 16 plus 32 gives 56 and you have to find 56 into 2. 56 into 2. Simple calculation.
112.
112. 112.
Yes. 112. Very good. 112 meters square is the answer. Everyone responded. Very good participation. Thank you for this participation. 112 meters square is the surface area of the cuboid. Okay, we have surface area of cube and cuboid. Now we can find out the volume of these. Okay, the side length of the cube is 4. So 4 cube, that is 4 into 4 into 4. 4 fours are 16. 16 into 4. Quick.
64.
Very good. 64 meter cube. The unit of volume is meter cube. Okay. Meter cube. Okay, now let us find out the volume of the cuboid. Length is 4. Breadth is 2. And height is 8. Find out. 4 2s are 8. 8 into 8.
64.
64.
Very good. 64 meter cube. 64 meter. Okay. If you observe it carefully, volume of cube and cuboid are the same. Right? Isn't it?
Yes.
64 meter. Now you might be thinking, oh, we have to cancel this, take this ratio. There are so many steps involved. If the volume is the same, we do not need necessarily to take the ratio. Without taking the ratio itself, we will get to know which is more efficient. If this question comes in exam and if it is a 1-mark question, now we are exposing to more MCQ questions, and most probably both they are 1-mark questions, and we do not have enough time to work out on that. So in that situation, we can do one trick. Okay, for finding out the ratio, we are taking surface area by volume. Here, which is the denominator part? Denominator.
Volume.
Numerator.
Surface area.
Okay. So let me ask you one question. If the numerator is more, then quotient will be more or less. Don't consider denominator. If the numerator is more than, no. If the numerator is more, what will be the quotient? What about the quotient? Will it be more or less?
Less.
More. Let me give you an example. Let me give you one example. Okay. 6 divided by 3. 6 by 3. Okay.
2.
And 12 by 3. Okay. You don't want to answer this question. Just for giving an example. 6 divided by 3, as already Ardra told, is 2. Right? 12 divided by 3.
4.
4. Okay. Is 2 or 4 more? Which is greater?
4.
Okay. So from this, what we can understand is, if the numerator is more, the quotient will be more. Here, numerator is less, quotient less. If the denominators are the same. Okay. Here, volumes are same, right? 64 and 64.
Yes.
So if numerator is more, the quotient will be more. Okay, understood?
Yes.
Okay. So here, the ratio will be more in the case of the cuboid. It will be a greater surface area than that of cube. 96 and 112. 112 is more. So the quotient after, or quotient just means that the answer resulting after the cancellation, it will be more in the case of the cuboid. In the cube, it will be less than the cuboid. Okay, that much clear? Is it clear?
Yes.
So here, in the case of the cuboid, the ratio will be more, and in the case of cube, the ratio will be less. As we already discussed, the ratio, the one with less ratio will be taken as more efficient. So cube is the more efficient. Okay, is there any doubt? Feel free to ask. No? Okay.
No.
Okay, so it's time to wind up our topic. So this topic is incomplete without constructing an architecture, right? We all are architects, and it is incomplete without constructing an architecture. Let me draw a house for you. I don't know it will be house or not, anything different. Let me draw it. Yes, almost ready. Okay. Is it beautiful?
Yes.
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 Okay, so let's move to the surprise question. Let me give some clues. This surprise question is of one word. Okay, you have to form this word by combining other two words that you will get from this slide itself. Okay, like the previous one, it was of one word, but you merged two words from this slide. Okay, and let me give you the clues for the words. The first word is written in this slide itself. What is that?
Right.
Meta. Okay, meta is the first word. Now, to get the second word, I will give you some clue. Count the number of times the word is repeated. How many times the word is repeated?
Metaphor.
Four.
Metaphor.
Four times. Now, yes, the correct answer is metaphor. I was about to tell the next clue that it is one of the poetic devices. Before that, you guessed. Very good. So that's the answer, that is metaphor. Now, I invite Neeraja for handling the next topic, that is human development. Neeraja, please.
Thank you, Shreya. So, human development. Before getting into a topic, I want all of you to look around you. Okay. Now you have found a lot of things, right? Some are extremely important for our survival, but some are not. But do you think that those things which are extremely important for our survival today was important for the people who lived a few decades ago? For example, mobile phones are extremely important for our survival today. Do you think it was important for people who lived a few decades ago?
No.
Yes. No, that's the answer. This is what human development is, from water to space. And we are students and we all want to pursue a career in a particular subject, right? If you are a student who wish to pursue a career in computer science, and what if you're living in a world where the existence of computer haven't marked yet? We can't even imagine about a life without computers. So this example is making clear that human development is a process of enlarging people's freedom and opportunity and also their well-being. And human development affects economic growth, world, and country. Shreya, can you please switch this slide? And human development affects economic growth, our lifestyle, countries, and world. For example, healthcare and mobile phones. We know that how it changed our lifestyle and economic growth. And do you think that human development and maths are entirely different areas? No. Human development depends on capabilities of people. And also the major objective of human development is to expand the capabilities of people. Why should we expand the capabilities of people? Any guess? Someone is trying to say the answer, but it's not clear actually. Okay, human development depends on the capabilities of people. If we expand the capabilities of people, then we can expand human development. Also, education is the key to development. Education will help to expand human development. And I hope from this it is clear that why maths has a superior position in our education system. And I know that we may all have once complained that I'm not at all going to become a mathematician. So maths is not at all going to help me in my life, right? But as I mentioned before, maths can make us capable of many things. There are certain skills that maths will cultivate in us, which are extremely important for human development as well as human survival. Let's see what are those. First of all, analytical skills. Analytical thinking and reasoning ability. Let's look what are those. Analytical thinking refers to the ability to think critically about the world around us. And reasoning is our ability to think logically about a situation. Now let's apply this to our daily life. We are CBSE students and we are having a lot of MCQ questions and all. And which kind of question is the most hard or confusing part? I know high school students are really eager to shout out that it is assertion reason, right? Assertion reason is something kind of puzzling questions among all those questions, right? But if you have analytical thinking, better analytical thinking, you can just figure out if assertion and reason are true or false. And here comes the most confusing part if assertion and reason are true, A or B, right? But if you have better reasoning ability, then you can just figure out if reason is the correct explanation of assertion or not. And likewise, you can score good marks. In this example, you do have a choice. Either you can score good marks or not. But what about problems? Problems will just come and go. But between this duration, you do have a choice. That is, either you can survive or suffer. What will you choose? Of course, everyone wants to survive. If you want to survive, you should solve the problems. And maths will help us. Maths will help us to become a problem solver. I know some of you may be thinking like maths is the major problem of my life and maths is all about problems and problems and problems. Of course, that's the answer. Maths is all about problem solving. And when we are working on problems, especially like pattern spotting, working backwards, visualizing, working systematically and using logical reasoning, it will develop a problem solving ability in us. And now with the help of maths, you was able to score good marks and also you became a problem solver. And just imagine that you got a job. Okay, you may think that maths is not involved because I'm not doing any calculation, so maths is not involved in my job. But you're wrong. There are transferable skills that maths will develop in us. Shreya? Mathematics teaches you skills that you can use in many different work and personal situations that include data analysis, organization, critical thinking, time management, communication, decision making, etc. and etc. and etc. We know that how important these skills are. Data analysis and all those skills are really important. And with the help of maths, we can work in every part of our life. We can succeed. And next topic is time management. We know that practice makes a person perfect, right? But we always used to complain that I wasn't able to practice because I didn't get much time. But the person beside you practiced. Is that because he is getting more time than you get? No, he is just using his time wisely, right? The person who used their time wisely is known as a better time manager. And I know you may be thinking that, of course, maths is involved in time management because if you want to calculate durations and all those things, you should know how to calculate. But why should we do that? Because there are a lot of apps around us, apps and techniques and all those things. We just want to insert what we want to do and what will be the duration or time required. And then it will calculate and prepare a better time. But just because Elon Musk had said in one of his interviews that I'm able to work 90 hours just because I'm using boxing time technique, time management technique. Does that mean this method is going to work for everyone? And after using that, we are going to work for 90 hours and all? No, just because a technique worked for someone doesn't mean it is going to work for everyone, right? So now the condition is hardening. You should figure out which technique or app will work for you in a better way from all those millions of options around you, right? But maths has always got our back. Because we practice maths, we have analytical skills, right? With the help of analytical thinking ability, we can just figure out which will work for us in a better way. Okay, now you just figure out which will work for you in a better way and prepare a better time. Now you have critical thinking ability, analytical thinking ability, reasoning ability, logical reasoning, and all those a lot of abilities we have, which are cultivated by maths. And with the help of these abilities, and also we do have problem solving ability. Now these objectives are acting as a problem. Because we do have problem solving ability, we can just solve it. With the help of all those skills which are cultivated by maths, we can just figure out the root and just kick it off, right? And with the help of maths, let's be the next founder of something like Google or Spotify or Facebook or something which we haven't thought of. Okay, now my friend is ready. My friend Gautam is ready to explain the significance of maths here. But before rushing into the next topic, let's have a glimpse at the surface question. Just like before, this word contains two terms, and this word is related to plants. Any guess? Okay, maybe this is something hard. Okay, let's simplify this. First word is the name of a color, and the second word is on the screen.
Greenhouse.
Yes. The answer is greenhouse. Now you can just listen to Gautam.
Thank you, Neeraj. So, maths and health, it is the last topic of our today's session. So we can move straight into the session. So what is the importance of mathematics in the field of health? That is the topic that I am handling today. So math plays a vital role in medicines. Since people's lives are involved, it is critical that nurses and doctors be really accurate with their mathematical calculation. We know that if we are visiting a doctor, he will give us a medicine with a certain dose for a certain days. So they are doing it with a calculation. In certain situations, life of a patient is in the hands of the doctor. So he needs to make a perfect calculation on how much amount of medicine does the patient require. Otherwise, it may lead to a fatal death. So numbers will give information to doctors, nurses, as well as patients. Hence, numbers and mathematics are very important in medical area. Like if a person is visiting a dietitian and he is suffering with high level of sugar, the doctor will ask him to show the reports on how much is the amount of glucose in his body. The doctor will give the correct amount of medicine with respect of the amount of glucose in his body. Like if he has high diabetes, the doctor will recommend more dosage of medicine. And if he has low, he will also give low dose of medicine. So this is what numbers will do in the field of health. Doctors and nurses use mathematics when they write prescription or administrate medication. Medical professionals use mathematics when drawing statistical graph of epidemic or success rate of treatment. We know that in every treatment there can be a success rate and a failure rate. So they need to make a graph of this. So they use mathematics in everything To give the prescription or anything, they need mathematics in the field of health. So, doctors need mathematics in their daily life. So this is an example of the mathematics which plays in a daily life of every physician. That is conversion of unit. We know that 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters. So what is this conversion of unit? In the field of health, doctors need to determine milligram of medicine each patient required based on how much they weigh. When the weight of the patient is just known in pounds, the doctor has to convert it into kilogram. We know that the doctor is giving medicines with a rate of milligram of medicine per day. So he is using the weight of the patient to determine how much medicine does he need to take to cure his disease. So sometimes the weighing machine may only show the weight in pounds. So the doctor has to convert it into kilogram. So we know that 1 kilogram is equal to 2.205 pounds. So when he gets in the pounds, he needs to convert into kilograms. So that is an mathematics in everyday life for every physician. And this is the end of our topic. And at last, we are having another surprise question. This is also a one word, and you will got two words from this slide. The first one is it is the sum of addition. So when you add two numbers, what you get? That's the first word, and the second word is written on the screen. So yes, summary is the answer.
Is there any doubt regarding this question? It is just, the first word is just the answer of addition, that is sum. And one word is already written here, that is Mary. Sum and Mary, that is summer. Is it clear?
Yes.
Thank you all for being patient in this class. And I thank our math teachers for giving us an opportunity to take this session. Thank you.
Thank you all. It was really an awesome and informative session. We understood how mathematics is used in different fields. Now, I invite our respected Vice Principal Ma'am to share a few words about this webinar.
Silver teachers and my dear children, how are you? All are fine?
Fine.
Fine, fine. Okay, very happy to listen to you that you are all okay in this pandemic situation. You're all sitting at home comfortably, isn't it? So coming 14th, the school will reopen and you can join. Okay. Yes. So today, in connection with National Mathematics Day, the 4 stars of Standard 9. So I call you 4 stars. A very good presentation from your side. And I'm very glad to see that you're bubbling with your energy and enthusiasm, that confidence I can see in your faces. Like a competition, one after the other, you presented the topics that is related to mathematics, the application of mathematics in real life. And the first presenter, Shreya, they dealt with architecture and geometry. Then Bhavana came up with statics in everything. Neeraja, maths and human development. Then Gautam, math and health. So more than these fields, we can apply mathematics in all fields of life, in education, in banking, for business, in stock markets, everything. So we can call mathematics that is a pillar of organized life for the present day. and it plays a vital role in all aspects of life, isn't it? So as Shreya has shown a picture of a house starting from the base to the full, so likewise, see children, you should have a base of mathematics. Okay, a strong foundation is needed, especially in this early years. Otherwise, it is very difficult to catch up for you for the future or for your high grades. Okay. And also, I think that there is a genial fear of fear that develops with mathematics that is still existing in students across the world. So presentations like this will remove all these things because it is something quite interesting for the students. Okay, and also the presenter, you know that how they work hard to present this one. Huh? So how you go in depth to present the concepts. So in future, you're going to be the teachers. I can see a teacher in all of you. Okay, that skill you have proved in this platform. And not only these 4 students, all the stars, all the children, they have the ability, they have the capacity, and you can unlock your potential in you. And don't give a full stop to your creativity. Okay, so through learning maths, certain qualities can be nurtured. Let's see the power of reasoning, creativity, critical thinking, spatial thinking, then what, problem solving. Even you can develop your communication skills through all of this. So how you presented your topic, how that topic reached in all of you through that skill, through that communication skill. Okay, so I congratulate all the presenters and I appreciate all the teachers who took initiative for this, and also the listeners. Okay, and most interesting one is that you presented the quiz. Okay, that too added color to your program. Okay, wish you all the best. So we are expecting more and more from your class, from 9th standard, especially because almost all students are very active. Whatever teachers say to you, you will take it in that sense. Okay, and doing it. So this participation spirit, present spirit, everything else, comparing spirit should always be there in all students. So if 4 are there today, we are expecting next 4 in the coming weeks. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I invite Shivani, our friend, for the vote of thanks.
Thank you. It gives me an immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks to all the dignitaries assembled here. I would like to thank all the speakers of the day who honored this session by their inspirational words and thoughts, and also bringing the importance of mathematics for a daily life. Thank you. I extend my sincere gratitude to our principal, Srimati Lalitambika ma'am, and Vice Principal, Srimati Smita Bose ma'am, for supporting and encouraging us to make this webinar a great success. Thank you, ma'am. Last but not the least, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to all my teachers and my dear friends in making this webinar, Mathematics for a Better World, a great success. Thank you. Hari.
Thank you. I call upon Arya Arun for the Shanti Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Once again, thanking you all for your valuable presence throughout the session. Thank you.